Hi there, I'm Skip, and she's
I'm Ernestine.
Ernestine.
Yeah.
You still Ernestine?
I've always been, and
Okay.
I always will be.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's true.
That is the truth.
And this is Skip versus Ernestine. This is round 45, coming to you live from our couch here on the west side of Los Angeles. This is actually therapy without a therapist on the couch.
Yeah.
We
Sometimes
battle,
need it
we
now.
love, we fight. We're still going strong after
Still
20
going.
years, right?
I'd say it's 20.
You'd say,
I'd
well, it is
say,
20. I hope it
yeah.
is. And by the way, I'm wearing my Dodger cap today in
God,
honor of the
no.
Los Angeles Dodgers, just to irritate her because
please.
she's Miss New York, born and raised.
Yeah.
Mrs. New York dearly, stuck out here in LA with all the ex-New Yorkers. And
Not that many. I mean, there are, but it's not like it's
well, I don't know,
everyone
it
is
is,
from New
but
York. But
she's out of her mind because every newscast is all about Dodgers,
it's just
Dodgers,
endless,
Dodgers.
endless,
And
endless.
she's still, if you're a fan of any sports team, it's the Yankees to me.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah, I know.
Yankees.
So that's your team.
I love the Yankees.
And a year ago it was Dodgers versus Yankees.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Yankees failed miserably in that
So
series.
they just had a
but
bad time.
they had a bad time, and they had a worse time against Toronto this year,
who's
and
ended
Toronto
up
is now
against-
playing the
yeah,
Dodgers
so
for the whole thing.
I still love the Yankees. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Okay. And have you gotten any more comfortable with just living out here among the Dodger crazies?
No, nothing against the Dodgers, but I'm not a Dodger person. I'm tired. You don't watch the news. I'm tired of this morning. They had to have on the Dodger donuts. We're doing the Dodger donuts. Then the Dodger dogs.
Okay,
the
what do you think
Dodger-
happens in New York when the Yankees
Well, it's
win
different. It's
the
New
World
York.
Series? Oh, it's different?
Yeah.
So New York is just better than LA?
Well, I didn't say that. You said it, but if the shoe fits,
So we had a question from Rob from Palm Springs
Yeah.
about, do you have a fall/winter wardrobe out here
Yeah.
in LA where you can play golf every day year round, or I can anyway.
pretty much. But it does get cold sometimes.
It gets chilly out here, and I think you enjoy the chilly out here, right? The seasonal change.
No. If I want chilly, I'd go back to New York.
Oh.
No, I like it warm. I don't want it hot, but I would like it, 65 is okay, but I don't want it. This morning I saw Big Bear, which is not right here, but it's a couple of hours away. It was
Yeah.
28 degrees.
Yeah, because it's
That's
way up high
pretty-
in the
yeah,
mountains,
but-
and you can snow ski.
What I have done my entire life, since I was a New Yorker and lived in New York and, wherever, it's an East Coast thing. You change your closet.
You do.
You change from summer to fall, fall to summer, then that's what you do. And I've asked so many women out here, especially, so do you change your closet? They have no clue what I'm talking about. They go, no, I just keep my clothes there. Because they do not wear, when it does get cold out here, what I've seen, if it's 35 degrees or 40, sometimes it gets to be 38 in the
can,
morning and
yeah.
40. You need a coat. They refuse to wear coats. They refuse.
true.
They will wear shorts with flip-flops and put a fleece sweatshirt. To them, that's a coat.
So I can be at my golf course at Brentwood Country Club out here on the west
Yeah.
side of LA.
Yeah.
And it can be 55 degrees,
Yeah, it's
which would be
cold.
about the coldest it
I
would
mean,
ever
in New
get.
York, that would be
And it can be
warm
windy
for the
coming off
winter.
the ocean, which is about
Yeah.
a mile or so away. And I wear 2 layers. I wear 2 long
Right.
sleeve layers.
But there
and
have been times where you would say to me, "Oh my God, you couldn't take it out there. It
there's
was
no
freezing."
way. No. And there are times I don't enjoy it because it feels like Scotland. But
It's
my point to you
terrible.
is I'll be out there in 2 layers and long pants and, like some kind of,
Baseball cap.
no, but what do you call the toboggan things that you
Wool
call,
cap?
Yeah, like I'll wear a
ski mask?
cap. Ski
Oh,
cap.
ski cap.
It'll be
Yeah.
cold enough for ski caps, and there'll be some guy at the golf course
In a short
in
sleeve
shorts.
shirt. Yeah.
In
They just
shorts.
refuse to
It's
get.
like it's LA. You just wear shorts.
They do not want to put on
What?
clothes. So I spent 6 hours going through my clothes, changing over my closet, and I
did.
haven't even finished
day
it because I
Sunday.
still have to do my shoes.
I wish you'd throw out about half of it.
Well, I wish you'd throw out your stuff. What are you telling me to throw out my stuff for? What do you?
I jettison about half my stuff at least once a year, usually twice.
Please. Well, you can. Good for you. I don't.
You
I have.
own 400 pair of shoes.
Well,
400.
I like shoes, so I'm not
know.
going to be faulted for
You have
that.
many pair that you have never worn before and may
Well,
never.
and you have sneakers that you've never worn.
That's not true.
That is true. There's some sneakers in my closet that are yours. And I don't
I've
know why
worn
they're
them
in my
before,
closet.
My old basketball shoes.
Yeah, why do I have to keep your basketball shoes in my closet? I don't know. I'm going
Because
to
your
throw them out.
closet's
You don't
way
even know.
bigger than my
You don't
closet.
even know what's in there. You don't even know what shoe. You have shoes in my closet that are taking up space.
You can wear
I'm
them.
going to chuck them out.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even. What would you know? You don't even know they're there. He
I
doesn't
know
even
what
know
you're
they're
talking
there.
about. I know where they are. If
Oh
I
yeah,
need
right,
them.
right. Just in case you need a shoe. Forget
Okay,
it.
we do love
Exited.
all of your probing questions and your comments, pro or con.
We do. Bring them on.
So, forgive us, but we start with one positive comment. We get a lot of negatives, but one positive is from Soul Works Detroit, who says, you two are becoming family to all of us.
Well, that's nice.
That's very
Thank you
sweet.
so much.
And we hope that's very true.
We feel like family to you guys. You come in and help make the day in our life, in
You
our
keep
house.
us together.
Yeah, you
actually.
keep us together. Otherwise, we'd be. Whoop.
This is from, true. This
Yeah.
is from X from
We
Artie's.
stay together just to do the show once a week.
There's some truth to that.
That is true.
This is from @Artie's Chin. Artie's Chin. You can tell Ernestine she was an absolute fox back in the day and still is. Props to you, Skip.
Okay, well,
So,
that to me sounds like I appreciate that compliment, but to me, I do not like a compliment like that because to me it's as if when my friend Adele, who passed last year, who was 105, and I would say, she looks great, doesn't she? For 105, she must have looked great when she was younger, but she looks great now. So it's like, I have learned not to say that to people because it just is
Insulting
it's
to you.
terrible because you're saying, wow, you must have looked great back then. Not that you don't look good now, but back then you must have looked great. So it's like somebody saying to somebody, you lost weight? Wow, you look terrific. Not that you didn't look good before, but now that you lost weight, you look even better. I don't know.
okay. I get where you're coming from, and I understand and would predict that you would be insulted by
Oh,
that
I'm sorry.
compliment because you would see it as a kind of a backdoor compliment. But I think @Artie's Chin was, with the addition of, and still is, I think he meant it totally positively.
Right. No, I'm sure he did. I mean, it was a very nice compliment, but for me, I take it as it's just saying, wow, you passed your prime and your heyday was back then, and you're okay now, but
Well, take it from me, Artie's Chin. She was an absolute fox back in the day, and she is definitely a fox
But
now.
back in the-
But here's the point. You're even more of a fox now than you were when I first met you.
gee, thank you. I
Okay, but
appreciate
that's
that.
the truth.
Oh,
That
thank
is
you.
the truth.
Thank you.
And only I can attest to that.
Well, thank you. But I don't know what back in the day. It's like in the 1920s. I mean, my God, I haven't been
I knew
along. I
this
haven't
would
been alive
set her
that
off.
long.
Artie, you got to know
But-
your targets here.
Well, Artie, I appreciate that, but don't say that to your girlfriend or your wife.
This is Mo from Philadelphia, a long way from here. D'Angelo died last week, and I am rejecting the fact he's gone because of how devastated I am. Ernestine, I know
Sorry.
how you felt similarly when
Diane
Diane
Keaton.
Keaton passed.
For sure.
Why do you think people get affected when a celebrity passes and we have no real personal relationship with said celebrity?
Because there's many celebrities that I feel are part of my life, because you make them part of your life. They're part of your existence, of your history, and you relate things in your life to that person, to that actor, to that singer, to that song. And I think that's why. And like with Diane Keaton, to me, besides being a fabulous actress and just beautiful inside and out, and anything that anybody ever wrote about her, they said how wonderful she was and she was sweet and kind. But her movies bring back a certain time in my life, good times, that you relate and you
Annie
feel as
Hall.
though, Annie Hall, and I can go on and on and on. So I think that's why you just feel a connection the question that, or the comment was, you two are becoming family. So somebody feels that way about me and Skip, and we feel you guys are family, that you watch us and you hopefully like what we say, and maybe you don't, and you send the comments, but you feel like you know people.
Yep. So, Mo, here's what happens. When you go into a darkened theater and you have this gigantic screen that brings the actors nearly to life, to real life, then you experience what happened in Purple Rose of Cairo, if you know the Woody Allen, where you break the fourth wall and the actors actually come out of the screen down into the audience, and all of a sudden, all bets are off. Because
well, you did that with your commercial when you were at Undisputed.
Yeah.
The commercial that you did with what's his name?
Oh yeah. We broke the fourth wall. The first commercial.
Yeah, that was a great commercial.
Was it Morris Chestnut?
Morris
Yeah,
Chestnut.
Yeah, with Morris Chestnut. Yeah. Yeah, we did one where I was in the audience
watching the movie.
And he's in a movie, and the bomb is ticking down and it has to be disarmed.
Yeah.
And he's working with another guy, and then he looks up and it's like 10, 9, 8.
Yeah.
And he sees me and he says, "Skip Bayless, how dare you talk about my Philadelphia Eagles," or
Right,
whatever
and
it
he
is.
said something
and
about your Cowboys,
and
yeah.
Eagles, and he's an Eagles
And he
fan.
was talking to you.
And we just, and I stand up and start screaming at him,
Yeah.
and he's screaming back at me through the fourth
Right.
wall.
and the
and
bomb
it
goes
blows.
off.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was funny,
Yeah.
actually. It was very inspired. But the fourth wall is broken by us, too, because we go in the movie where you feel like
You're part of that.
You actually
you're
get to
part of
know
it.
Diane Keaton
Yeah.
in Annie Hall. Her last name is actually Hall,
Right.
and with Grammy Hall, and you go to wherever they are, Chippewa Falls, and you're actually sitting at the table with them, and they become a very intimate part of your existence because of this medium that gets created. It works. We have a giant screen right here, but it works here too, where you break the fourth wall and you start to go inside with them.
But you know, to take it one step further in a different direction, I watch QVC, I watch HSN, and the basis of those shopping channels or the hosts become family to people.
They do.
So they talk to, because the whole key is to sell products, and so they talk to you, you know, and they'll say to, you know, they're selling a blouse or something or a sweater. You know how I love these sweaters. And then the audience feels as though they know that what this host loves, and the host, that makes people buy it because, oh, she loves that sweater. I'm going to buy that sweater too. So they built up the family atmosphere to sell things.
That's true.
And that's the key to those shopping channels.
True.
You know.
All right. Call back to last week, off Woody and Diane. It was about the best director-actor duo, and we said, well, it's Woody and Diane, but we threw out a few other names. But this is from Davey Deathray. Best director-actor duo is John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. Who knew? Hands down, says Davey.
Both are great.
Okay, so they did The Escapes, New York, Escape from L.A. Snake Plissken, remember, was the Kurt Russell character. They did Big Trouble in Little China, martial arts comedy. I did not see it.
Yeah, I saw
He
it.
did Elvis with John Carpenter.
That was a great movie.
It was great. And The Thing was great. I haven't watched all of it because I'm not a big horror guy, but it got rave reviews.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
And those are their 5. But again, speaking of again, if you look at Woody and Diane, play it again, Sam. Sleeper, Love and Death, Annie Hall, Interiors, Manhattan, Radio Days, Manhattan, and then Manhattan Murder Mystery.
Yeah, which was one of my favorites.
I think you just got blown up the way Morris Chestnut got blown up in my commercial.
I mean, that really...
I don't know, and yet that's intriguing, John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. I'm sure they have a real connection.
Yeah.
And I have no doubt that John Carpenter was able to get the greatest out of Kurt Russell.
But also, I don't know how many movies they've done together, but Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio, I think they've done a couple, at least
No, they've done
3,
some big
4
ones.
together.
The Aviator.
So I guess, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and Here's another comment from @JoyShandeo. I hope I'm saying it right. Woody loved Diane, but she was too old for him. A little shot,
Bum.
a joke.
Well, but she wasn't.
She
She
was
was
actually,
only 10 years younger than
She
him.
was 10 years younger.
Yeah.
And I always thought they were contemporaries
No,
in
I
age.
always
But
knew that she was a little younger than him, but I love Woody.
you're
Nobody
not
can
going to take
make.
a shot?
No way.
I thought it was a nice
And I love
joke.
Diane.
And
so-
obviously Sun Yi is,
But Sun Yi is 50 something, and so he's 80 something. But that's not unusual in today's world.
I
And they've
do
been
think
together 30 something years. So
in the end,
and Mia Farrow was closer. Mia is 81 or 2, so he's.
in the end, the love of Woody's life was Diane
Yeah.
Keaton. And she went on, for whatever reason, to Warren Beatty and
Her love was Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. Yeah, that's right. So the point is that Woody has just gushed and raved in all kinds of obit.
It was a
sort of-
great piece that he
yeah.
wrote for the New Free Press.
Yes.
It was great. And he said only God and Freud knows why they broke up.
Okay,
But
so
they remain
how do you
good
think that made
friends.
Sun Yi feel?
I don't know. We talked about that last week.
I know,
don't
but-
know because
but
that
I
was a
can't-
way.
There's no way I can even say hello to my exes because
No.
you go crazy, and yet they're like my sisters, and you're like,
Oh,
stop
but there's
it.
so much more to that than.
Okay, there's not
Please,
any more
oh
to it.
God,
There's
that's a
no
whole.
more-
We could do
okay,
a whole show
okay,
about
but-
that. But anyway.
But it's the same idea. If you are Sun Yi right now, you're out of your mind. Like, well,
But
you know,
Sun Yi was friends with her. She became friends of both of
that's
theirs.
my point.
Right,
That's my point.
right.
So,
We're not friends with your exes.
well, you could be.
What do I want to be friends with those people
There's
for?
the point. Why wouldn't Sun Yi say, "Why don't I want to be friends with Diane Keaton"?
Because
you
Diane
slept with her.
Keaton made 1,000 movies with him and was part of her existence, his existence for a long time. It's not as though, and I'm sure that when all of the bad stuff happened with Woody, Diane was defending him and helping him
Yeah.
with
Well,
Sun Yi.
I understand that.
But, whole different ball game. We can't even.
Same.
Can't even.
Oh well.
I don't
So-
think your girlfriend's compared to Diane Keaton, so sorry about that. Maybe in your eyes, but not in real life.
I will plead the fifth.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Okay. So the other day you're at the mall, as you often are. You're
Yes,
the mayor of the
yes,
mall,
mayor of
and
the
it's
mall.
not like just some junky mall.
It's
This
a
is like the
very-
greatest mall in
It's a
the
good
world.
mall. It's a big
It's
mall.
open
3
air,
layers,
Century
whatever,
City. It's
3
just
yeah, it's big.
spectacular. On Saturdays, everybody takes their dog.
Yeah.
We take Hazel to try to socialize her a
take
little
our
bit. She's been
crazy
very
girl,
quiet
yeah.
today. I don't know what she's doing. She's
Probably
still in
eating
the
the
doghouse.
wall.
She'll
She's
be
probably
clawing the wall now.
eating the
She was
wall.
actually howling right before
Yeah,
we
she
started.
was.
She was, oh.
She's probably just chewing up some piece of furniture.
Yeah, but you see, was it a cutout of Travis Kelce or just a big
Oh, no,
poster?
no. I was walking by American Eagle,
Mm-hmm.
and it was up for the last couple of weeks, but I really
just a
didn't notice
poster?
it. It's they have an ad of he's
Okay, all
wearing
right.
one of their men's
Yeah.
shirts, promoting his shirts.
And you commented to me,
I said,
he's
"Oh, God, I
everywhere.
couldn't
Like
take
he's
it. I
even
walked-
he's even in
Yeah.
the window, right?
Yes.
In the window of American
Yes.
Eagle at Century City
Yes.
Mall. And I said, the greatest thing he ever did for him and for his family was to
Yes.
connect with her.
Yes.
Because it changed all their lives.
Yes.
It put them all on a map they never would have been
No.
on without her. And then you said, well, it's like she's become the second most powerful person in the world to be
Yes.
president of the United States.
Yes.
And I can't argue that.
I think if she ran for president, she would maybe win.
She would have a shot. Yeah.
And I just read, I don't know if I sent it to you, I was just reading before we came out. Did you know that he had a restaurant
No.
with Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, in Kansas City?
Yeah,
I
and
think
the
I did.
person, the reporter said, guess she's drinking whatever Kool-Aid they sell there. It had to be one of the best meals she's ever eaten.
Okay. Because she got it for free.
$800,
Okay.
and it was the best steak and the best dessert.
Okay.
Guess she doesn't get
So-
out much.
So Jason Kelsey is Travis's brother, and he's now on halftime of Monday Night Football on ESPN, ABC.
Right.
And it's a big seat that he's filling.
Yeah.
And he played center on the Eagles football team, and he was a really good player, but if you know the guy who hikes the ball,
Right.
it's not a glamour position. So it's hard for the center of any team.
Right.
Jeff Saturday was one who went
I know
on
who
to
that
some
is.
acclaim on
Yeah.
ESPN, but not like Jason Kelsey acclaim.
Right.
And what Jeff Saturday had was he was hiking the ball to Peyton Manning. So
Right.
that helped him
that's-
probably enormously.
some
But this
clout.
is the one where you just say, Jason Kelsey, is that? Well, it's because of her. And Jason Kelsey's wife has a podcast that exploded. Great for her. God bless her. But it's because of her.
Well, it's just as if you did the map. You know how they
Yeah,
do 6
do all
degrees
the- yes,
separation
yes,
of everybody?
yes.
There would be
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
because of.
Yeah, a lot of because of. And then obviously they have their New Heights podcast, and I'm sure it would have done very well on its own, but not this well.
I actually said to my hair guy
Yeah.
today, I don't know why she hasn't come out with a clothing line. I guess, so he said, well, maybe she'll just wait until things simmer down in her life and then come out with a clothing line. I
Probably.
said, but if she had a clothing line now, it would blow out.
Yeah.
Skirts
So-
and tops and
Then we got into a discussion of Taylor Swift is that powerful. Well, is she the most powerful sort of,
celebrity.
yeah, or is she as persuasive as, sort of internationally persuasive as any celebrity ever has been? And then we thought of one of
The
our favorite
Beatles.
groups, the Beatles. When we were growing up, there was that infamous incident in which John Lennon told The Guardian, I think, no,
Yeah,
it was the Daily
Guardian.
Telegraph.
No,
Was it the Daily
Guardian.
Telegraph?
Guardian. It was the Guardian.
Okay, in London, that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. I think he said it in like 67-ish,
Yeah,
somewhere in there. And of course, it exploded and it hurt their popularity, especially in America,
Yeah,
and probably
yeah.
especially in the Bible belts of
Yeah.
America. And
But then he retracted it. He apologized.
Yeah,
he said
he
he
did.
didn't mean it. He meant it in the context
but he said
of
that he felt like Christianity
religion.
had declined so
Yeah.
much that it would ultimately be outlasted by rock and roll. And it won't be, and it hasn't been. But I didn't condemn him at that time. I think he was just sort of sitting back
Well,
commenting.
he's thinking amazingly how they became.
Yeah.
I mean, they were larger than life.
He was not congratulating the Beatles for being more popular than Jesus. He was actually in awe of it.
Right, of
he,
how-
he was actually sitting back saying, how did this happen? Because we were just these kids from Liverpool, and I'm going over to Paul's house, and we're just making up songs and playing stuff. Like we're just pals or lads
They were
or
the
whatever.
true
Yeah,
breakthrough of craziness.
it was.
I mean, mayhem in '64.
When they did Ed Sullivan,
That's
this
what I'm
is
saying,
way
when Ed
before a lot of your
Sullivan-
time, but when
Well, it was before
it
my time,
shut
too,
down
but-
this entire country on
Yeah.
a Sunday night because of them, and that was a wildly popular show, but never as popular as it was in that moment when they played their, I don't even know what they play, I Want to Hold Your Hand? or-
Yeah, and then, but if you ask any musician after that why they became a musician, it was because
of the
everybody
Beatles.
went out and bought a little guitar
Yeah,
and tried to be a Beatle.
okay.
So that had major influence. I think bigger than her. You have a piece of hair
sorry.
on you. I think bigger,
Getting mothered.
sorry, bigger
Jewish
than,
mothered. That's
Yeah,
it's
Jewish
called
mother.
Jewish mother.
bigger than she exploded. I think it's bigger. When she burst onto the scene, it wasn't
I think
this
the
like,
Beatles
oh my
cut
God.
across more
Yeah.
cultural lines.
Yes, that's what I'm
think
saying. It wasn't
yeah.
as though people had never heard a song before like her. So it was just that, oh, she was good. And then it built up, I'm trying to think of the right word. It didn't explode immediately. She started out as country,
Yeah,
and then it
that's
just
true. No, that's
gradually
true.
built up. The
Yeah,
Beatles
this
came
was
on as
nuclear
explosion.
impact.
Yeah.
But they had been playing together in Hamburg and you know,
they had their own thing
but
going until they just took over
they were
America.
a finely crafted, heavily practiced, tightly wound sort of group. That they were at their apex, but we didn't know anything about them until they hit Ed Sullivan.
I mean, it
and
was a
then that
little
that.
bit like, and he wasn't to that magnitude, Elvis. When Elvis
Yeah.
started to gyrate on this, you know, nobody had ever done that. It was Frank Sinatra, and then Elvis was the next showstopper. When he came out and he's, you ain't nothing but a hound dog, and was gyrating, it was explosive.
Yeah.
So that was different than what she's doing. She gradually just became momentum, like a snowball going downhill, gaining speed, speed. So,
And I'm going to say this one more time about the Beatles. Check them out. Tell me they ever recorded a bad song,
Oh
like
my
one,
God.
and it's a big catalog. It didn't last that long, but it's a major catalog
I
of
just
songs.
watched an interview the other day with Ethan Hawke and Richard Linklater, who is
Okay.
the director of this new movie, Blue Moon, that just came out. It's an amazing new movie. I want to watch it. They were talking about the question the interviewer just said, off the cuff, crazy questions. You know, what's your music that makes you happy? And Richard said, the other day I put on Rubber Soul. And he said, I just listened to every song. And then Ethan Hawke said, you know what, the other day, my daughter was getting up and I said, you know what, I got to put on something good. And he put on Good Day Sunshine. And he said, how can you not be happy when you listen to this? And when he was talking about Rubber Soul, every cut is great on that album.
It just is.
There is nothing like the Beatles.
And I'm not going to blast her music again, but enough said.
Godspeed. God bless.
Jessica Simpson, who is now 45 years of age.
Yes.
Boy, the days fly by.
She looks good for her age, though.
She does. She's now dating after a 10-year marriage to Eric Johnson, who I knew a little bit as I covered his 49ers.
Yeah, he was a football player.
She says she's embracing her inner cougar now and seeing only younger guys. Quote, when you're newly separated, I feel like younger guys kind of like the confidence of an older woman.
Well,
Cool.
I say go for it.
You have any problem with that?
I don't have a problem with it, but the world has a problem with older women dating younger men. But
guess
they
so.
don't have a problem
I
with
don't.
older men dating younger women.
Okay, that's
right?
true. Yeah.
You know, except for everybody has a problem with Woody Allen, but that's everybody has their neuroses with that. But I don't have a problem, but when a woman, you know, she's called a cougar, so what? If the guy is 10 years or 20 years younger, like Cher is dating a younger guy, Mariah Carey is dating a younger guy.
Well, I'm
There's so
sure
many.
dated a lot of younger
Yeah,
guys.
but there are. But I have no problem with it. The other day I was at the nail place, and this man came in. He had to be 83, and he was British, and he came in with this woman who was apparently his girlfriend, and she was about 30. And they seemed really happy and in love, and they walked out and they held hands and they said goodbye. And the nail person, who was my nail person, she looked at me and she said, oh, I know what you're thinking, that you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. And I just said, well, if they're happy, that's all that matters. So whoever makes you happy, I say go for it.
And they don't seem to care, so...
No, they were very proud walking. So if they're in love and they're happy, that's all I say. I don't care about the age.
Okay. Well, I do get the idea of what Jessica Simpson is saying about younger guys. I never dated an older woman, but I could see where you would look up to her and be like you'd be in awe of her to start with, but she would be more worldly, more wise, more sophisticated, more experienced. And,
Yeah.
and a lot of younger guys would think that was really cool.
Yeah.
Again, it would help if she looked hot, like younger hot, and at 45, she still looks
She looks great.
younger than she is. Is that fair
Yeah,
to
she
say?
looks beautiful. Yeah, she looks great.
Okay. I mean, if there
Then
could...
again, I don't know what 45 looks like anymore. The ages have changed what you're supposed to look like. Ethel Mertz and Lucy Ricardo, they looked like they were old. They were only in their 40s.
Yep.
Women now who were in their 80s look like they're in their 60s. So
True.
I don't know. Everything has changed. I don't think you could put a peg on an age anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I
Okay.
say.
Well, I've told you before, I once saw Jessica Simpson, and she was like 20-something. I think
Yeah.
it was the 2001, so that's 24 years ago.
Yeah.
So she was
21.
21.
Yeah.
I was at the World Series Game 7 in Phoenix at Arizona, and I was just on the field before the game, talking to some media people and
Yeah.
watching the players warm up. And as I exited, we had to exit through the dugout, and she was waiting in the dugout to sing the national anthem.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it was Game 7. It was one of the games in Arizona, and I just glanced sideways, and I was like,
She's beautiful.
she was a stunner.
She looks great now.
Complete and utter
So?
knockout.
I say go
I'm sure
for
she's
it.
a little crazy, but who isn't, right?
We're all nuts.
Yeah. Okay, it is time for Skip and Ernestine go to the movies on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
So we stumbled into a movie the other night, which I got confused with the movie that is open in the theaters, and I was thinking it was Julia Roberts,
No,
but
you
no.
had the wrong movie.
it was
Francesca, actually, my best friend
Oh, her best
Francesca
friend
told
Francesca
me
gets another
about
shout out.
this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, I watched this movie. I liked it. Eric didn't like it. Her guy.
Her guy.
But she said I liked it. I think you may like it. Woman in Cabin 10.
The girl in
the girl
Cabin
in
10.
Cabin 10. No, isn't it the woman in Cabin 10?
I wrote the
I don't
girl,
know. I think it's the woman in Cabin 10. Anyway, there's a girl. There's a person in Cabin 10.
and it's a she.
And it's Keira Knightley.
Keira
And it is
Knightley.
very Hitchcock. It is so good.
And I confused it with Julia Roberts' After the Hunt,
Yeah.
which is in the theaters.
That's in the theaters,
Okay?
yeah.
And I think we're going to see it,
Yeah,
or
I'd
maybe
like to
we'll
see
wait
it.
until
That
it
looks
comes out
pretty
here.
good, But this movie, man, I was on the edge of the seat.
And I had small expectations. I mean, not that I don't trust
I
Francesca,
love
because I
Keira
do,
Knightley. Oh.
but it grabbed us by the lapels
Man.
and shook us for, it's just an hour and a half.
Yeah, it is.
It's
I had my
tightly
eyes closed.
done. It's
And Guy Pearce is in it,
yeah,
who's
Guy
great.
Pearce. He's great playing the role that
Yeah,
he plays.
he was great.
So
Oh my God.
we got into a discussion about Keira Knightley.
I love Keira
And
Knightley. She's so beautiful, first of all.
Okay, she has
and
reminded
talented.
me a little bit of Julia Roberts in that they started as sort of romantic comedy kind of actors/actresses.
Kind of, but
Kind
I
of.
think
She
she
doesn't
was
buy
more
this.
no, because Keira Knightley, first of all, she's British. She did a lot of period pieces, Ivory Merchant type pieces, and also she could play the war wife.
She did
you know,
Love
back in the
Actually, but I mean,
Yeah, but
I'm
Love
talking about in
Actually-
the beginning, and then she
Yeah.
expanded and grew and rose.
But she could definitely play a war wife.
She did play Domino, which was a
That was
badass
great.
girl.
Yeah. And then she played in Black Dove, which was so good.
was
That
very
series
good.
we watched last year.
She has grown a lot
She has range.
from romantic comedy
Yeah,
because
she is great.
in the very beginning there were some that she did that were just silly sort of.
Yeah.
But
She is great. I love her.
she can play girl next door, sweet, cute.
And kick-ass. She can
But
be kick-ass.
but I'm saying she
Yeah,
graduated.
yeah.
She matured hugely,
Yeah.
and now she's playing damsel in distress. But she's tough, and
She's
she has
believable.
real passion to her.
Yeah.
That transcends any romantic comedy where she can carry this movie, and she
Yeah.
did, because it's not going to work unless you relate, identify, and you are taken over by her passion for the project that she's involved in.
This
and she
one
was a
was-
save the world woman to start with as a
Yeah.
reporter, and then she's going to save.
It was
cruise
good. All I
ship.
say is it is a good popcorn thriller.
And it is Hitchcockian with a plot twist I did not see
No, we
coming.
both didn't
It was
see it.
like, what?
When I told Richard, my friend Richard,
Yeah.
I texted him. I said, "You have to watch this movie." He said, "Oh my God, I was just going to text you. We watched it last night. It was so good." So we were texting each other about the same movie.
Yeah.
And,
And then we had just seen the previews, the trailers, and so that was Friday night.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was-
Saturday night, late after all the football was over,
yes,
long day of football,
yeah,
we tried The Last Frontier. Is that what it's called?
yeah. Last Frontier.
And
Yeah.
now I'm mixed up as that.
That-
The Keira Knightley was
Jason
on
Clarke, you know,
Netflix.
The Last Frontier is on Apple.
On Apple TV,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Yeah.
And it's series. It's periodic, so
Yeah.
it drops once a
We
week.
had 3 episodes,
So we had 3 episodes.
which
and
Tyler
so,
had seen.
Yes, our man Tyler, our producer, had seen and recommended. And so we watched the first episode.
We saw the previews a couple of weeks
I know,
ago.
that's what I said.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
did. Okay.
Then we watched the first episode, and it's kind of time to go to bed. And we
And
said,
it's like, oh, wow.
Whoa.
Let's watch another one.
let's try
Couldn't take it. It was
again. And then we're way past
my
our
God.
bedtime, and
it's almost
I'm
like
like,
2 o'clock in the morning. We're still watching.
okay, let's watch the first 15 minutes of episode 3,
Couldn't-
and you know what
yeah,
happened.
it was, man.
And it was,
It's a little bloody. I was hiding my eyes a lot, but then it gets past that, and then the story is so good, and Jason Clarke is so good. I love him. He's an excellent actor, Australian.
yeah, so just I'm not giving away anything. The basic premise is there's a plane full of convicts that crashes in Alaska. And some die in the crash, but a whole bunch of them in chains escape. And so the sheriff of this county is Jason Clarke, who's Australian playing Alaska.
Right.
And he's just such a powerhouse that
He's like the marshal.
he's the marshal.
Yeah.
And they take the helicopter out to take a look at the plane crash, having no idea how, because you think, well, they're going to help the
Yeah,
survivors,
right.
but they need help
Yeah.
because they're about to encounter a bunch of
Craziness.
psychos who are just trying to bust loose.
And Dominic Cooper is in it, who is really good.
He's very good. The whole plot turns on
Yeah.
his character.
Definitely worth watching.
And so we were pleasantly shocked by both of these. So we had a pretty good weekend.
Then I watched Hallmark, A Montana Christmas, which was very good. Sorry.
Sorry.
It was very
You
good. I
won't
liked
catch
it.
me in Montana at Christmas.
It was a very good escape from the real world, Montana Christmas. Because now Hallmark has now gone all Christmas from October until
Oh, okay.
January, just so
Okay.
you know. So when you turn on the TV and there's 18 Christmas movies taped, I'm the one that's taping them.
Okay. And by the way, quick aside, this episode is being brought to you by ZipRecruiter. You can own your own business, but hiring can be so time consuming. You hear stories about employers waiting weeks, even months for the right candidate to apply. Then you have to get in touch with potential candidates, which can be a whole new ball of wax. But the future of hiring looks brighter because ZipRecruiter's latest tools and features help speed up finding the right people for your roles. With ZipRecruiter's new advances, you can easily find and connect with qualified candidates just in minutes.
Wow.
Over 320,000 new resumes are added to ZipRecruiter each month, which means you can reach more potential hires and fill roles so much quicker than you used to. Use ZipRecruiter, save time hiring. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So if you'll go to ZipRecruiter.com/skip, S-K-I-P, right now you can try it for free. That's a deal. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/skip. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire.
My sister used to look on ZipRecruiter
Yeah?
for a job.
Good.
Yep.
Hope it worked.
She got a job.
Okay. This is Mike from New York, New York.
New York's in the house.
So how does it go? So nice they named it twice. Okay. New York subway system just had the annual yard sale.
Yes,
and
they do that again.
Mike says, I read that someone spent nearly $1,000 for a subway seat. So
Wow.
Ernestine, you being the face of New York City, you like that,
I
right?
like that.
That's a compliment.
That's a good one.
Would you ever want to buy a piece of a subway?
I myself am not a subway rider, even though I lived there all those years, but I used to take the subway the first year I moved to New York. I lived on 13th Street, and I was going to my job, which was on 37th and 7th by Macy's, and I was on the train, and it was a packed subway car in the morning, and these 2 cops got on, and one cop said to the other, "Do you see him?" And he said, "No, but I think he has a gun." And that was when I got off the subway, and I never got on the subway car again. I would take the bus, because I would get the bus, and if I was lucky, I'd get my own seat. That was the best. I'd have my own single seat along the window, and you could see it. I like to stay above ground. Or I would walk all over, take the bus, or take a cab, taxi. But what I would have saved was we lived around the corner from David Letterman's theater, which
Yep.
was the Ed Sullivan Theater. And when David Letterman closed his show,
Yeah.
I remember passing behind our apartment building because we can go into our apartment, which was right next door to the back of David
Yep.
Letterman's theater. They were throwing out all of the prop stuff from the theater.
Okay.
That I regret not taking something.
Yeah. Agreed. So I will attest that I was with this woman in New York City for 11 years. I did work up in Connecticut, but every weekend and obviously vacations, we shared a place in New York City. And so every weekend and many, many days of the year, we're walking through New York to get to
Yes.
movies or plays or restaurants.
Just living.
Or just living, going shopping, whatever
Right.
we needed.
Drugstore.
We just walked everywhere
Yeah.
because she is the queen of walking.
am.
She still walks her tail literally off here in Los Angeles. She's turned the west side of LA into Manhattan to me
Right.
because she walks to the mall, through the mall, and up into Beverly Hills. And she does it, I think, every day.
Every day.
And it's probably
3 miles one
maybe
way.
more.
4 miles.
Maybe
I
more.
said to Danish, my hair guy today, I said, you know what's so funny when you live in New York, because we were talking about how important cars are in LA, and everybody has to one-up everybody with what the car is that they have, because that's the mentality out here. You have to have an amazing car because that's how people judge you. And I said, in New York, that's the beauty of New York City. Most people don't have a car, so there's no judging. You just either, you rent a car if you have to go out of the city, or you have a car, maybe you have a junky car you keep in the lot, and you pay $400 a month, and you just escape every weekend. But nobody knows and cares about a car because nobody really has a car.
No.
85% of people, I'd say, don't have a car.
Okay, so the New York subway system, I don't think it's as great as London's because the one in London I took a lot.
Yeah.
But I have taken subways many, many times in New York, but never, ever with her.
Never.
And every time I suggested, let's just take the subway, she's like, no way am I going
No.
down those stairs into that place.
No, I'm very claustrophobic, and and I know what it's like because all my friends took subways, especially in the summer or in the dead of winter. And in the summer, when you're stuck sometimes in those trains down, something happens and the electricity goes out, it's not pretty.
Okay, I got
So-
it. And by the way, I'm sure Japan's system, train system
yeah,
is
that's beautiful.
sensational.
That's-
I've not been there, so.
And the BART system,
Oh, that's a good
Sanders,
one too.
yeah.
I don't.
I don't know. But everybody takes subways in New York City.
I mean, it
People-
works. The system really works.
My friend Richard takes a subway every single day
Every
of his
single
life.
day.
So,
Yeah. Okay. But I can attest that
no.
she would
One
have no
time,
use
that
for a
was it.
subway seat.
No,
Sorry.
I appreciate that.
Even though it would be
When I had to go to jury
be-
duty,
it would be a memento that would say New York. You know, that's
right?
that's
But
about
when
as
we
New
went,
York
when
as
I
you
had, when
get.
I was called to jury duty, and I lived all the way uptown, I took the bus, and it took me an hour and a half to get down, and the subway would have taken 15 minutes.
That's
but
correct.
There you go.
All right. This is Shay, not from Shea Stadium, but from Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh,
Who says, what's your all-time favorite Halloween candy? We're almost there.
Oh.
I can see Skip as a kid only being happy when someone gave him those boxes of raisins.
that would be my house giving the raisins, because
Your
I
dad
said
would
my
give-
dad
yeah.
believed in healthy snacks, and no kids wanted to come to my house and those raisins were expensive when you get those little. They're still
Yeah.
expensive. We would give out the little boxes of raisins, and people would be like, the kids would come and they go, oh, they would whine, or we gave little rolls of Lifesavers, My favorite Halloween candy, I got a bunch. I love candy corn. Candy corn, I love the brown and yellow
the
candy
problem
corn.
with candy corn is if you eat like on your fifth piece, you're like disgusted by it.
Not me. I wouldn't be disgusted by it. I could eat them. I love the regular yellow and orange, and then there's the brown with the orange. You ever see those?
Yeah.
Those
I
are
did.
good. And then they also do it's almost like a marshmallow candy corn, little pumpkin.
I know it.
Those are good.
I
Those
know
are
it.
you buy them by the pound in the nut store, in the World of Nuts. There's a World of Nuts in New York. And then I like peanut butter. Kit Kats, Reese's, Kit Kats, and Butterfingers.
Okay.
Those are my 4 candies.
Okay.
You?
My favorite to get in Halloween, I didn't do much Halloween, but when I did do it, and this is probably at age 4, 5, and 6-ish right
Yeah.
in there. I'm with you on Butterfingers, but they used to give out the little ones, the
Yeah, the
little
miniature.
tiny
The
ones,
miniature.
wrapped,
Yeah.
but just tiny.
Yeah, the
they're
mini
they're like
size.
a bite,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so that was my favorite Halloween candy because
So
you
good.
can just pop them out and just
So good.
almost swallow them whole.
Oh, they had a commercial the other night on TV for the Butterfingers. They have marshmallow Butterfingers now.
Yeah. And then some people, this is way back in the day, gave candied apples. I
Oh
think that's how
yeah,
you
I
say
never
it.
got that.
You didn't get it?
Well, that's where then they put razors in those apples. My father would make us throw those apples out. And why would you give kids candy apples? It's like they're so sticky, and I don't even know the joy of eating a candy apple. You break
They're
your
actually
teeth.
pretty good, but hard to eat. And when you tried, it got all over
my
everywhere.
God.
I mean, you're just smeared with
And
it.
the other tough one to eat was baby roots. Like that pulls out all your teeth. You know the little baby,
I
they're
know 'em.
baby roots, right? And then the sugar daddies also. You'd eat
I
on
didn't do
those.
sugar
You
daddies,
never had one. It's all like taffy, basically. It's like
Okay.
Turkish taffy, but. And then we used to love to get. My mother would take them away from us, but you probably never got these. Sometimes you get the gum, but they make lips. Remember?
Yeah, I know 'em.
They
I
would
know
be
'em.
big lips, and they
Yeah,
were
I had
gum,
'em. Yeah.
and you would eat, and it tastes like wax.
Wax. It's wax.
It was
I think
horrible.
it was wax.
It was horrible. Yeah, we would get the lips. My mother would say, "Don't eat those lips." And bazooka gum, they'd give you, like if you went around to the neighborhood, they'd give you bazooka gum, which was the best gum because it was just like big wad of gum.
I know, but it's another thing where
And then you'd get the comic strip in it.
I know, but if you put a piece of bazooka bum, no, not. But do they still have it?
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
pretty
wanna
sure they
blast
sell
something
it.
still out there, but
I think they sell
but
it.
the problem with bazooka gum is that you get this instant burst of
Yeah.
flavor.
Oh my God,
And then
so good.
within a minute and 15 seconds,
It's like chewing.
it's gone.
It's like
it's
chewing
just,
rubber.
It's chewing
Oh,
rubber.
it's
and
terrible.
just-
Well, it's just like
and
the.
it actually goes sour.
Yeah, it's bad.
But maybe I'm thinking of the gum that came in the baseball cards.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
it's just like the gum in the baseball
But
cards.
those were flat
Tops.
sticks.
Yeah, they were flat, but they also had that white on it, just like the bazooka. Remember, it had white
sugary
on it.
white on it, but then it was brittle, so you
Yeah,
bit into it
some
and
of it was
just
stale.
fell apart.
It
It just fell apart in your mouth.
Right, you have like 100 pieces in your
And
mouth.
you have to try to
right.
get it to go together, like into a wad.
You have to create one piece of gum.
And within 22 seconds,
there was no
it would be
flavor.
the most disgusting
was-
wad
yeah.
of
That was terrible.
that you ever had in your
Yeah.
mouth, and you just have to spit
But you
it
put
out.
it in, and it's like, oh my God,
You get a
this is
flavor
so
burst.
good.
But it's
All
gum that lasts
sugar.
10 seconds.
But I love the comics. Those comics, they were so good.
Well, they're kind of
Bazooka
silly.
Joe.
But, yeah, they're okay.
I think they still sell them.
Okay. This is Spencer from Boise, Idaho. Long way from here.
Love Idaho.
Okay, Cheryl Hines was on The View, and she was getting grilled on set regarding her
God.
husband, RFK Jr. Do you think it's fair for hosts to argue with the guests when they disagree on something with the guests? Well,
the whole-
her career
Oh, it
was she
booked
was
everybody on
booking
every show.
celebrities on
Yeah,
morning
and the
TV
thing
shows, so she
is,
gets
the whole
how the
thing
game
is,
is played.
The View, everybody on that show, from Whoopi to Joy Behar to Farrah to Sonny, now there's a whole new cast. There used to be a million other people on there. The whole point is to debate. The whole show is about debating. So they don't care who comes on. They're going to debate them. People have walked off the set, whatever. So I see where they're debating, but if she's booked on Letterman, Kimmel, Fallon, Colbert, Tamron Hall, go
Yep.
on. They're not going to debate her. They're just going to be nice to her.
Okay.
So she
Okay,
knows what
but-
she's doing when she's going on The
But
View.
The View is about discussion
Yeah.
/ debate.
Yeah.
And
And they talk about political
They
and
do.
what's of the moment,
Yeah.
news.
and that's the way that game is going to
Yeah.
be played, and it's a big stage, so if you
Yeah.
want the exposure, you
Yeah,
have to
you
pay
wanna-
the price
Yeah.
by committing to getting
You're going to get
okay, you're going to get some hard questions, you're going to get some tough comments coming
Yeah.
back, but you're free to fire back.
Yeah.
to
Where a lot of
answer-
times
yeah.
when I would book somebody on a show, even the Today Show or GMA or whatever, if I had a celebrity or somebody, they would say, I do not want to talk about this. So then you have to go to the producer and say, they'll talk about anything but this. And then if the producer really wants them, it's like, okay. But sometimes if it's something that's topical, they'll say, well, we're not going to not tell, ask them
Which
that.
is why
So
you have seen some celebrities rip their mic off and walk off
walk
the
off.
set
I've had some of
because
those.
the trust, the pact, the vow has been
Yeah.
violated,
Yeah. So,
right?
yeah, because the producer will say, no, we're not going to. And then somebody in her ear is saying to the host,
Yeah.
you need to talk to them about that.
Okay. This is Paul from Little Rock, Arkansas. A Gaza ceasefire was just agreed to, with President Trump leading the way. With his historical moment, shouldn't all those anti-Trump people, to use a quote made famous by Skip's all-time favorite football player, that's sarcastic, Aaron Rodgers, just relax, was the quote from Aaron. Should everybody just relax, he's saying, Paul is saying, about President Trump? Okay.
Well, I mean, that's
You're
great.
not going to just relax.
Well, there's a lot of other things going on besides that's a good thing, that's a wonderful thing, but right now there's a big budget cut that's
Yeah.
happening, and that there are people that are working in government jobs that are not getting paid, that it's now up to 18 days or 19 days, and what's going to happen is, as this is going to happen now, starting towards the holiday, airplanes and airports are a big issue with traffic control
Yep.
people that work in those towers that make it safe for you to fly.
Yep.
It's a stressful job to begin with. When those people are not getting paid, this is just one part of the big puzzle of what's happening. Those people aren't getting paid, and they're not coming to work, which other people have to now take over their job. Do you know how many airplanes are in the sky? Bad things will happen.
Okay.
And so it's just the precursor to bad things happening, and people are now don't have money to buy groceries for their family because they're not getting paid, and a lot of them are going to get furloughed, and a lot of them are going to get fired. So he could step in and he could help. He could remedy that.
Okay. You could be right about all that. I don't know enough to respond to you or to this because, as you know, I'm not very political. I don't follow it closely. I do keep abreast of the biggest issues.
Right.
And I have my 2 cents from a distance, but it's worth 2 cents. But on an issue such as this, or
Yep.
as I've brought up before, Iran was building nuclear weapons,
Right.
nuclear missiles. And this is the one way that I'm glad that President Trump is at the controls as opposed to our former president, because this guy takes nothing off nobody. And again, I don't want him to start a nuclear war.
Right.
But I did appreciate the fact that he ended one before it could get started. And out of nowhere, he just says, no. And if you don't stop, I'll stop it. And we blew him up.
Yeah.
We blew up their nuclear site. And I'm assuming we blew up a bunch of their scientists. In one fell swoop, he just said, no, boom. And I've told you, that just came and went, and I feel like he didn't get much, if any, credit for that, but that was significant because I believe that the first thing Iran would do with a nuclear weapon is use it on Israel. And I believe, as I've told you before, that we should be committed to the death to defend Israel.
Yes, I agree.
Biblical. It is written, if you don't defend Israel, you will fall. That's just me. That's, again, and I'm doing that more from a spiritual point of view and
Yeah,
a
I get
biblical
it.
point of view. But I believe it. So President Trump did step in, and I don't know the details of it, but he did get two sides who despise each other as much as any two groups of people have ever despised each other. And it dates back to 1948 and all the whatever. But but it was a nearly unworkable situation, and he did get both sides to sort of loosely agree to this ceasefire. And then Hamas which is out of control to me, continues to execute people in the village square.
Right,
You know?
right.
And he said, if you don't stop, I'll stop that. And then I don't know, I'm sure many of you have followed it much more closely than that. But on those big international issues, I do appreciate his forcefulness.
Yeah.
That's commanding. That's your CEO. That's a commanding officer who just said, no, that's enough. Again, I don't want him to get us into a nuclear war
Right.
for reasons that could be avoided, but that's putting a stop to something that could have gone really, really
Yeah, that
wrong
was-
in the world system of the way this world can function. So
Amen to that.
again, but to your points on all the domestic issues, I don't know. God, it's what you're telling me is horrifying.
Well, these people aren't
I
getting
know.
paid.
I know.
It's just terrible. People live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
So.
No, I got it. And finally, we get to Michael Allen, who says, "Love your weekly photos, but he's always rocking the relax fit. Skip, do you even own a suit?"
Oh my God.
Michael Allen.
Well, check back. All
Where
your
have you been
first
all my
take
life?
And undisputed.
Yeah.
He wore a suit every day.
For many years, starting, way before I started TV on ESPN, I started doing various shows in 1989, and I continued on ESPN and Fox through
A year ago.
2024.
Yeah.
So that's 24, 34,
Right.
30, it's a long time,
But
35
for
years.
the people that know you from First Take or Cold Pizza to First Take to
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Undisputed, you had 1,000 suits that
Yeah,
you
I
wore
ne-
every single day.
I never appeared on television
a suit
my
and a
entire
shirt.
life, my career life, without a suit.
Sport jacket,
and,
suit.
And then starting in Cold Pizza because of Mark Shapiro's decree, he said no ties because it's morning TV, so we wore open-collared shirts.
Right, which you then wore until the last day of your show last year.
I did, but
So this is a new world for him.
so it's funny. And now I'm on a show called Arena Gridiron.
Right.
You can find it on the Arena YouTube channel.
Right, which is great.
It's taking off.
Right.
But
Monday,
we're
Tuesday,
just
and Friday.
guys hanging around. We have one woman in the middle, Kinsey, but we're just
And there
hanging
you
out
could
on the
wear-
couch, sort
You
of.
could wear nothing if you wanted.
You can
Maybe
wear
a
whatever you want to
pair
wear.
of underwear.
I don't know about the underwear, although Gerald McCoy got accused of sort of wearing underwear one time by the chat.
Oh.
But he had shorts on and they were
Oh,
kind of drooping and you could sort of see
Okay, that's
whatever.
funny. Yeah.
He's
But
a
it's
big
anything.
man, Gerald
Yeah, he's
McCoy.
big.
Yeah.
Oof.
But the point is now we've come full circle to nobody cares. I wear jeans.
Right.
I
Wear
wear
a jersey,
this,
you
I
wear
wear
a
jerseys.
football jersey.
Yeah.
It's a
T-shirts.
It's a new him.
It's a new me. But my pictures are relaxed fit. But it's funny because
All he ever had were suits.
and I still own a closet full
Yes, he's
of
got a
suits.
lot of
I
suits.
got some really good suits I
Yeah.
never wear.
Yeah.
I never wear. And then the other thing, to come full circle,
Yeah.
to wrap this up, New York versus LA, and this is kind of offensive to me, but it's just the way of the world. But I do go to church, as I always did.
Yep.
You went with me
Yes.
quite a bit in
Yep.
New York, and it happens in both places. But now the dress code has fallen dramatically for church service. So
Oh, yeah.
especially out here in LA, I go to church service, a Methodist church, and it's really a beautiful sanctuary, and people just show up in shorts and T-shirts and sandals, and I'm like, no, you can't
That's
do
the
that.
same way in New York with theater. You used to get
No, I know,
dressed to go to the
people
theater,
did. They
and now
used to-
people
now
go
they
to the
just
theater
go-
in flip-flops and shorts.
Yeah,
Whatever.
maybe it's just life. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not saying that the world is ending,
No.
but
One day he'll wear a suit.
that is it for round 45. We will
4 or
see you
5.
next week, if in fact we are still
We're speaking. Peace out. God bless.